Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and I'm back for at least one video. I don't know if I'll make any more, but I found the drive to at least put this one onto film for everyone who still watches these videos. And as you can see, in a bit of a funny div, 2 GKs and a Wooster. And well, the only way to play a GK is full gentleman spec, which is full secondary build including IFHE, because it is just so much fun when it works out. And while this game isn't a great example of the secondaries doing a lot, they do play a pivotal role. You can see off the bat we're heading for AB. When you look at the enemy team, there's a full div of KSC guys, and they're all pretty much the same as us. The difference, they've got a DD in the form of a gearing rather than a Wooster, but a couple BBs. And there's another GK on the other enemy team. This is going to be a bit of a fight. And, well, there's a CV involved, but with the recent patch changes, they haven't mattered as much. You kind of consistently shoot their planes down as they attack you. They might still get some attacks in, but they're not really that scary. So off the bat, I see Hannonballs. He's sailing beautifully broad. I line the shot up. I put the shells in the air, and these are going to sting. It's not often that an opening shot in a BB at the start of a game results in huge damage, but when it does, it feels good. And you can see it looked like that first shell went into that second turret barbette, and that was enough to penetrate into his citadel. So with 33k on the board, almost 34,000, I'm feeling pretty good. And looking at the map, well, they look to be kind of gathering around B. You can see the guys over in the 8-9, they're angled in, and their 1-2-3 line is definitely cutting hard over. So we kind of decide, well, we'll push A hard, we'll try to get the flank, and we'll make it count. This, unfortunately, is not going to work too great for us, and there's one big reason for it, and it's that minnow. Despite early on him angling in, he pretty much doubles back out to kind of the typical A island where you can take the cap completely guarded, and he does so while just absolutely feasting on myself and Tomcat. Now Chianti really early on recognizes that, hey, they've all left, like I can just get in this cap, and he will, but it is what it is. You can see right there, get the hydro up. Gearing was spotted. Unfortunately, I still eat one. Thankfully, I don't eat more than that. And I'm just waiting for Hannonballs. After that opening 30k volley, I'm like, yeah, this he's just going to eat a lot of damage. And, well, this next volley isn't a bad one. It's not great. 10k or 11k or so. And really a big part of the reason that opening volley probably got the Citadel was the range. The shells were falling, so they had to go through vertical armor rather than kind of horizontal stuff. And you can see why I'm in a tricky situation here. The torps made me slow up, and now with Hannonballs here, I've got to turn in. And I'm looking pretty healthy right now, but that doesn't last too long, and really I can't afford to ground myself on the island because I really would expect that gearing to just come around and torp me, and I eat a big chunk in return, and him and I basically traded evenly at this point, and I've got to get out of here. Tomcat up above me in his GK, he's just been getting absolutely worked over by the minnow early on, so he had to pull back, and you can see Chianti there in the Wooster. He's putting shots in where he can, but with that many BBs all sitting in one location, if Chianti were to back up to get shots on them, he's exposing himself to 2, 3, maybe even 4 battleships worth of fire. And that's just not a safe thing to do. And I guess really 3. So I've just got to try to survive at this point. I can see the Minotaurs coming from me. We don't even really know where he is other than that smoke location. So I decide it's the Kremlin's time to tag in. I sail right past him, and I'm just getting out. Everything is focusing me. I've got to put those fires out. I'm bleeding health too fast. And I'm not really sure what happens to Republic here, but he types in, I'm useless now, and I'm not sure because he's lost health or maybe he lost a turret, which would be an interesting thing to actually know, but it wasn't me or any of my div mates because we were all asking each other why he was saying that. So, despite being down to about 1/4 health, thankfully I've got 3 heals left. A lot of that damage didn't really seem to come in the form of heavy damage, so I should be able to recover all of this. Unfortunately, we have no destroyer near us because our gearing died really early in the cap, and well, their battleships taste blood. So they're coming out. My secondaries start going to work, but against a GK or Republic, they're not going to do a ton. They'll add up a little bit of damage, but we kind of decide the Republic has to go. At this point in the game, you've just got to remove guns, and that Republic, you can see, is firing his secondaries back at me as well, so he's really got to be the focus here. Now I'm keeping my rear guns on the Republic, but I cannot afford to get my front guns onto him. I've just got to try to open up range, and I leave him on 481 health, and you can see he gets a heal up there, and Tom and I are just, we need this guy gone, and we just can't quite get him. So with my front guns loaded, while I can't get them on the Republic, I can hit this GK. So I angle over enough, get the front guns off, and immediately line up to remove the Republic from the game. We just lost our Kremlin, and you can see we're down by 3 ships already, so getting rid of one of theirs, even if it's only for 200 damage, is worth it. And ultimately, Tom got the kill, but it's 1 ship gone. And him and I are basically like, GK next, and Tom's like, let me tank for a bit because you're the one who has no health. And this isn't the lowest either of us will get, but this game definitely stretches what a GK can do. At this point, both of us were well over 2 million tanked, and this enemy Kurfürst is kind of in over his head. He's committed to chasing us, and that's not great for him, but you can see the minnow in the south there really starting to focus Tom down, and it doesn't take long to eat a lot of battleship health. Tomcat gets an amazing shot in on that GK, wipes in from the mat, but we lose our Cleveland over on the other flank. And this game was kind of frustrating because you can see there's 4 of us for most of this battle on this flank against 5 or 6 of them, and our team just took a really long time to win and kind of consolidate C. So you need that help, but we weren't getting it. And a big part of that is they lost ships over there early and the enemy team really didn't. So with Tom now the more beat up, it's my turn to turn back in, and Tom's just going to drive out, and we've got to get rid of cannonballs. I opened the game up with a 33k volley on him. It seems fitting that I'm the one who ends him, put the shells in the air, and there it is. 4k, don't care, another ship gone. This Alaska really the next target, and you can see Chianti there doing his best to fight out from the border, but there's not a lot he can do. He's kind of been bullied into a position by the Minotaur. All those battleships just posed a huge threat to him, so he couldn't engage. Tomcat landed a good shot on the Alaska. I'm hoping to duplicate that, and maybe we can knock him down to about half health, and I manage it. So we just, in a few seconds, erased half a ship. That's got to be helping our team, and we're back to 4 deaths aside. Unfortunately, their gearing from that KSD div is still there, and looking at where these torps are, there's only one gap I could make, and I really wasn't sure I could swing the booty to dodge these, but I do. I'm safe, so I use my damage control, put the fire out. I really want to stay dark. I'm looking for the minnow. We know he's in A. Chianti's moving in, but with an Alaska sailing broadside on, I can't ignore him. And unfortunately, over these volleys, my aim isn't that great. You know, a bit of bad luck in the overpens over maybe a penetrating hit or the like, but with him that flat on, I really should have been able to find his Citadel, and I just messed the shots up. And now I've got a Gearing in the smoke, really close, just farming me down. Now, the Alaska grounds himself here, and despite having gone dark, I really want to take the chance. You can see him kind of jerking against the island, trying to get past it. Unfortunately, those tiny chunks of ice are just tall enough to protect him from any hits. The Gearing's torps go into the water, but because I didn't sail in a straight line and was already ready to move, I managed to dodge them. And at this point, I'm not sure what to do. I've got the Gearing, a Bayard starting to farm me. The Alaska, we just got a kill in their Musashi, and you can see our Benham pretty aggressive, drawing a lot of the Graf Zeppelin's attention, which is good for me. So I kind of just spray at the Gearing, hoping he turns into these shells. And while I land one overpen, the rest miss, and that's unfortunate. The Secondaries doing what they can, but I've got to run. I'm down to 7k health and completely out of heals. Tom, thankfully, had one more heal left, so he's up to 31. So between us, we just have to draw this out. We got to buy our team time. And really looking at what's happening over on the 10 line, they kind of just got themselves trapped in behind the island with no kind of counter shots. No one went into the 7-8. So there's no safe way for these ships to push out and really kill things. But what I decide here, Bayard sailing broadside on, put the rear turrets at him. Maybe I get lucky. A Citadel, that would probably kill him. Front turrets onto the Alaska, and I clip his mast. Not the shot I wanted, but you can see Tomcat shells coming in, and he puts a good chunk in. Almost eliminates him. Unfortunately, one of our ships on the 9-10 just got eliminated, and we're not looking too healthy. So the Alaska right now is my focus. I kill him. That's really the thing shooting me that can kill me. The rear turret's out. I get him. And between Tom and I, shells add up. We kill him. The Alaska misses his final volley. In the meantime, Chianti unfortunately died to some minnow torps and puts Tomcat and I in a precarious situation. We've got this Gearing and Bayard. Don't really know where they are. The minnow just took A, so we know he's there. And you can see Tomcat's on good health. So he's just telling me, run for the corner. Basically, get yourself space. I'm becoming the long-range artillery. He's going to be the tank. And this is not a fun place to be, especially against three ships that have very good farm and just DPM. The Bayard, despite being brand new, is a very useful ship. Puts out a lot of HE. Got some good speed and can be hard to narrow down. You can see the torps on Tom. One of them is going to connect, and that makes things definitely worse. You can see the flooding animation there, so he's got to damage control it, and that really exposes him to the Bayard. You can see the Gearing opening fire, and the Bayard does as well. And, well, you can see the shells in the air, and that's the end of the game for that French ship. Flat on, Tom kills him, and that is a clutch kill. Without that, we're not in this game. And the minnow pops up, and what's funny here is because our CV came to start helping, the Gearing smoked up. Tom's just holding his fire, and the minnow is smoking up too. Now, I swing my turrets over, I take one with the rear, didn't really know where the minnow was, so I decide I'm going to stop firing, and you can see Tomcat's almost dead. The minnow shells are in the air, but Tom has gone dark, and his hydro's up. So there's the Gearing. Tomcat's going to be able to get his guns around and eliminate another threat, picking up his 4th kill, and honestly a clutch kill. Unfortunately, in shooting the Gearing, he became spotted for the minnow. Now at this point, I'm kind of doing the math in my head. What do we need to do to win? We've got a 200-point lead, but we're down a cap. And we just lost a Benham. So I'm pretty confident in this situation. Our Missouri should be able to kill that Des Moines. They're really close together. The Missouri should just sail around the south of the rock and kill them. which leaves me to be the guy to go contest the cap. And thankfully, you'll see typed in chat by both Tom and myself here, the minnow, while I can kill him in one volley, because battleship versus minnow, the minnow can kill me, so I need spotting. I can't let him get 3-4 volleys in the air before I'm able to get shells out. And the CV recognizes that, and he had fighters over the Garion's position, and you can see him putting his rocket planes into the air to come help. Now the minnow gets spotted. I'm guessing that's because of Tomcat's departing planes, but it gives me an idea where he is. So I am able to start aiming up. I'm ready to start preparing. And what I'm thinking here is I want to be in a position where I get one shot in and then disappear behind this island. I'll either kill him or I won't, but hopefully I don't die. Unfortunately, the planes don't spot the minnow before the minnow spots me. Bow on. I'm not feeling great, but I put the shells in the air. You never know. And I do land a good hit here. 3 penetrating shots. Brings the minnow down to sub 10k. I angle in to duck under the last of the shells as I go dark, and now it's just going to be a fight. You can see our Enterprise goes in for the rocket strike, try to eat away at some of that heal, but this is going to be about buying time doing damage. Now we've got an Enterprise, we have a Missouri. Unfortunately, our Missouri is off in the corner. It's going to take him time, and time is something we don't have a ton of. 2.5 minutes left. The minnow might just start running, and you can see in chat they're like, it's up to you, you can kill him in one volley, but you know it's going to be close. So as I come around this corner, I'm really thinking, okay, I want to minimize what the minnow can do to me, so I'm lining them up. I know I can get my front turrets off, and then by the time my rear turret's clear, oh, I turn too much, but the secondaries are going, and come on, I'm gentleman stick. IFHE Secondaries, you got this. And, well, the minnow kills me, my secondaries kill him.
And ultimately, that last kill is why you play a GK with secondaries. It's the fun. That was not a practical thing. I really should have killed the minnow with main guns, but I turned my rudder too much and never got the rear turrets off. So, did I need secondaries? No. But were they hilarious? Yes, and they put the exclamation mark on this game. Which, 178k, 3 kills, not a bad game, and we really had to tank a lot of damage over on our flank because we just had to buy time for our other flank to succeed. And you can see Tomcat there right above me, 4 kills, just a little more experience. Chianti kind of mid-team, and he had a hard game. Because of the islands at the A cap, he couldn't really blind fire in a Worcester, and he had no smoke, he had no concealment, so exposing would have meant exposing yourself to 3 battleships who would all happily eliminate you. So he kind of had a tough fight to really contribute damage. Now, end of the day, how much damage did I tank? It was 3.1 million, 23k damage out of the secondaries, 155 out of the main batteries. That 23k, does it justify all the captain skills? Once again, no, but it was fun and it made me laugh. And if you put the ship in certain situations, you can get a hell of a lot more than that. I, in this game, was not able to get close for long periods of time to ships that could hurt with secondaries. 3 battleships, 2 of them GKs, 1 a Republic. I couldn't get close to that. With the gearing, it just was not in the cards this game. Other games it is, and you get tons of damage and it's hilarious. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I certainly did. It felt good to make a video again and just have some fun with the game. At times, it can take a lot out of you playing this game. There's a lot of things always going on, and it's hard to find the joy, and that's kind of why I haven't made as many videos. I hope I can find more like this and just continue to make some new content, because I did have fun tonight. Anyways, as always, I'm Qckslvrslash, and I'll see you all when I see ya.